Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing this story about some time in my life. So this like one of the time I've experienced in my life since I was pretty much a young kid throughout life. So I'm gonna show you some typical reason, and I'm pretty sure it's like it had nothing to do with almost everything that happened to me once in life. I was pretty much shocked and scared. There was a time that came in when it happened almost like a whole week ago. It feels like it was like a whole month ago. I never experienced anything like that. So I'm just gonna say a couple hours back. I don't even know. No, so it was like just a month ago. Most people don't really know what happened to me after I'm the one in this experience. Honestly, I would just say it's a. How much hard? How people didn't ask sometimes. That sometimes in life you will never regret what happens to you unless it's really. So this is the story about what happened to me at one time. At some point, I was mostly in an apartment with my mom, and I was just with my sister. I was like 10 years old. I was like 11 years old at the park at the time. So it was like not easy for me at some point in life. I don't really remember much, but I remember that this time this guy, his name, let's call him Mr. Edwin, and my sister and I, we were talking to my dad on our phone, this happens, and this happens. So like for the amount of time, and it was a really terrible story. That when I was in my room, I was just normally just minding my own business, and all of a sudden, this next door neighbor, he followed me into my room, in which I quickly closed it because I knew what's going on. And he suddenly, I went out to go see my sister, and suddenly I see him. He just grabbed me by my face and kissed me. I'm like, what in the world? I quickly just ran away and slammed the door. I waited. I seriously could not believe what just happened, so I told my sister, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? He just kissed me. Like, honestly, I wanted to tell my mom, like, yo, this ain't happened to me like never before. And she told me that we should tell my mom when she gets home from work. By the time she got home, she was outside. I ran straight to her, and I told her everything. And she started up this heated argument with Mr. Olsen. He said that he didn't do it. Like, what the freak? How did that? And more to the time after that, I moved out. I never happened to go back again. Like nothing. Sometimes like that. It was horrible. Like, who would even kiss an 11-year-old? That's seriously sexual harassment. Then the next thing, this part might be really shock you guys. And Alex, if you are watching this will heartbreak you immediately. But there's like this time when my mom and I, my brother, Josiah was like, my brother, he was like younger, and my mom, I just got home from school. I was in 5th grade. I was 10 years old, and she picked me up, and I sat in the front seat. I told her everything about that's been going on in school, about the new test, stuff like that, about graduation or whatever. And by the time we go home, it started to get late really quickly. So I was sitting on the bed, which we had a bed a bed in the living room because the room upstairs was under construction. So I took off my uniform and got dressed in my PJ clothes, and I started watching TV. After that, I went to the kitchen where my mom was sitting there, and I grabbed an Oreo, and we started watching TV a little bit late. And then later we started to go to sleep. I was reading the book, and later after we went to sleep, and I was whispering and talking with her for a few seconds. About like in the middle of the night, I woke up. Rubbing my eyes and looking around. My mom wasn't there in bed with me, and I started to get very, very scared. Like, yo, I was scared. So I hear the sound of crying. I want to get out of the bed. So I look over. I see my mom on the floor. She's crying. And then I started to hear footsteps. So I froze. I freaking froze. Like, I stayed right where I was immediately. And how? Just because, like, oh my God, I was so scared. My heart was racing. So I look in the kitchen light, and there's a shadow. So I just lay back in bed, and I did nothing. I stayed still. I was really scared. So this dude, about like in a mask, he had a bandana wrap around his face, but I could see his eyes, like literally. It was like past 12 o'clock, and I didn't have my phone with me because I never had it until I was gonna turn. That was the day on my birthday, the day I turned 12. So he came down, he saw me. I had nothing to do with this. I wanted to immediately help my mom while she's historically crying. And this guy, he walked toward me a little bit, and I was scared, so I lay back in bed and hid under the covers. The other guy came from the kitchen. He's like, yo, she had a daughter with her, and then my mom started crying, just telling him to let us go, and we were all very scared. So after they left, they took our stuff, they took her phone, and like they left. I started crying like real bad, yo. I really don't want anything to happen to her. Like, we both started crying. I thought she was literally going to get seriously killed and leave me alone by myself. And I was really heartbroken. As a child, I worry a lot. And she hugged me, cradled me tight. I was crying. I could not breathe. I was way too hard crying. Like, God. And after that, we moved out. And honestly, but so bad. But for that, I'm okay right now. And honestly, that was a long time ago. We were over that. And yeah, that was pretty much the most saddest worst story ever. So thank you for watching, and be sure to give me some ideas about some upcoming video. I don't know, but this is for all the YouTubers and teenagers out there. Please stay safe and have a great day. Bye, guys.